Could have stopped him. I should have known what Ray was going to do.
How?
I would have done the same thing.
No, you wouldn't.
Well, wait till you're a parent.
Don't throw that crap at me, Elliot. You made a mistake.
What?
You let Ray in.
You're right, I did. He got to me. And now I'm responsible.
In New York City, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. These are their stories.
Hey guys, welcome once again to Munch My Benson. My name is Adam. I'm here in the Upper East Side of Manhattan. I am joined, of course, on the line by my good buddy Josh up in Minnesota. I heard you didn't make it to the old state fair, Josh.
I did not.
Yeah.
I put the kibosh on that. I did not want to spend time with the riffraff from the outlying areas of the state where vaccination is a thing you've heard about, and your friend told you not to do it.
Yeah, I'm sure you can get a deep-fried Mr. Goodbar next year, if you need to, or...
Yeah, or whatever.
Whatever the fuck they're eating up there anymore.
I didn't grow up going to the fair, so I don't have, this weird affinity for it that some people do. To me, the state fair is like Little Sebastian for Ben Wyatt. Yeah. Like, I'm Ben Wyatt, and everybody else is the rest of the people of Pawnee.
Freaking out about
Little Sebastian, and I just
100%. I mean, I went to the State Fair of Texas, as an adult. It's the only time I ever went. I never went when we lived in Dallas, and I was,
much closer.
I don't know, 15 minutes away from it. Really, really close. It's cool. I don't know. It's fun. But is it that fun? I don't know. I learned how to break a wild horse. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I saw these freaks doing dog dancing. That I recommend seeing. That you should see. You should see some freaks doing dog dancing. Anyway. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I don't really got much. Max and I, we went to the big library across the street from the big famous library in New York today. So that was a fun little adventure. But yeah, man, I don't know. I've been walking a lot. It's got 9-mile days, bunch of days last week. So I guess that's good. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what I've been watching recently. Oh, I've been watching a lot of really excellent Diagnosis Murder episodes. So highly recommend season 3. Saw some true gems.
You're never going to get me to co-sign on that.
True gems, man. Really good shit. When Jesse replaces Scott Baio, it gets really good.
I'll take your word for it. I've been rewatching News Radio because it's on Amazon Prime now.
So. Yeah, News Radio is so good, man. Phil Hardman. Josh and I already did some of this banter already. But I hear Phil Hartman's voice almost every day because he was the voice of Gigi the cat in Kiki's Delivery Service, the American dub. And I believe that was one of his last roles, but he's obviously great in it because he was great in almost everything he did.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching that.
That's fun. So I'm watching this Icelandic show Trapped season 2. And fun thing about having not seen season 1 in a couple years is I don't remember how many episodes there are in a season. So I really thought it was a 6-episode season at first. And then oh man, I don't know how they're going to resolve this in one episode. Sure enough, it's 10 or so.
Yeah. It's funny when you hit those because there doesn't seem to be a rhyme or reason to the episode count on a lot of those Scandinavian shows.
Yeah.
Sometimes season 1 will be 2 seasons packaged together for us.
Weird.
And so if you're watching, was it Wisting maybe?
Wisting, that's the name of the one I was trying to remember. You liked that one, right?
I liked that one. Yeah. I think Wisting might be 2 seasons packaged together. There's something weird with it.
Weird.
But I've definitely seen that before where season 1 is 2 very distinct stories.
Yeah.
And you're oh, okay. That's weird. Maybe it was the Finnish one.
The Finnish one does weird arcs. So the Finnish one, Border Town, it does 3-episode arcs.
Yeah.
And the season will be 2 or 3 of those.
Which feel like distinct seasons.
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Trapped is so fucking good. It's nearing a thrilling conclusion.
Nice.
So And you get to say things like Herter and Hammerdors. But Josh, I think we should get into this because I think there's a chance we get out of this one quick.
Yeah, I mean, most of my 6 pages of notes are recap and guest stars.
Sure,
the guest stars, it's kind of a lot of guest stars, but not a lot on a lot of them.
Yeah, I have a lot of notes about certain scenes, but definitely very few about the bulk of this episode. Before we start talking about this, I've made this mistake more than once, I think, on this fucking podcast.
Yep.
Where I keep thinking that Joe Morton was in Highlander the series. And he's not. He wasn't.
No, he'd have really been slumming it.
Yeah. In fact, we can talk about that later. But yes, he certainly was not.
No, that was not him. I was like, wait, where's Highlander? Because I hadn't seen it in forever, so I was just rolling with it. And
I did not look it up. I've never looked it up. I've gotten him confused with what's his Askin. I think Phil Askin is, I think, the actor. I'm thinking of his name. But Joe Morton has a much more distinguished list of credits.
Yeah, much more.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you drinking, buddy?
I've had this many times. The 6-point smoothie. It comes in a 15-pack. It's a hazy IPA. It's good. I don't mind it. Megan hates it, so there's always extra ones laying about.
Okay,
so,
cool.
Yeah. How about yourself?
Bullet Rye Rocks.
Nice. Classics.
Yep. And a black raspberry LaCroix.
That sounds nice.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, we're watching Season 4, Episode 23. Grief. Servers are in the weeds in a club because Vanessa Bevins, one of the servers on shift, is nowhere to be seen. The bartender lets one of them know that she and her boyfriend were having a loud conversation that he told them to take outside. And when checked on, we meet a cat with blood on its fur and our victim, Vanessa, slumped lifeless in a corner of the alley behind the bar, raped, sodomized, and shot once. Kimmy, the server her founder, offers up that Vanessa was always arguing with her boyfriend Dee and that she was probably using drugs as her moods were all over the place. Just as they're carting Vanessa away in a body bag, a worried father shows up to see if his daughter Vanessa is okay, meaning Stabler, whose daughter goes to the same college and could easily have been this girl on the gurney, has to break the news to a father that his daughter's been killed. At the precinct, Vanessa's father, Ray, tells them that he didn't know if she'd been dating anyone, but that her grades had dropped over the last year, and that she'd recently tried to take out a personal loan at school for $5,000. Her roommate tells a tale of a girl who'd recently gotten a little wild, but that her ex-boyfriend, Donovan, was a straight arrow who wouldn't have been into drugs. Donovan claims Vanessa was just fine when he left her at the club, but he's pre-law, so he lawyers up. The gun used to shoot Vanessa has only her prints on it, but it eventually gets traced back to a kid in Donovan's dorm. Donovan's prints come through on one of the bruises from her arm, but the DNA from the fingernail scrapings and semen found on her body are not a match to Donovan. Having had his calls to the unit go unanswered, Ray Bevins shows up asking if there's been any progress on the case, but Stabler has to tell him to try to get some rest and that he'll call when they've got something. Vanessa's LUDs turn up calls to a rape crisis center, and it turns out that Vanessa's been in a toxic relationship with her boss, who gets off on public humiliation and had been raping her for months. Her Aussie boss, Perry Williams, is a smug fuck, who gladly proffers that he fucked her in the alley, but that he didn't kill her. As Perry leaves the precinct, he runs into Ray at the elevators and tells him that he was sorry about his daughter and that she was sweet. CSU Captain Syper figures out that the gunshot residue points to Vanessa having killed herself after being raped in the alley by Perry. Her blood work comes back and there were traces of lithium in her system, meaning she was bipolar but had gone off her meds. And it quickly becomes evident that this was at the urging of her boss, who likes his girls hypersexual and controllable. Warner finds Elliot and tells him that she didn't realize Stabler had omitted the presence of semen in her mouth, and that she let slip to Ray that it was there, which set him off to the club, which now has a fresh dead Aussie in the alley. A call of a man with a gun matching Ray's description comes in, and Stabson rush off to the park where Elliot talks him out of killing himself, but gets him lawyered up immediately, much to Cabot's chagrin. Ray's lawyer argues that Ray was out of his mind with grief, but Wong interviews him and sees the entire murder as cool and calculated. Elliot thinks he should have gotten to Ray before he could kill Perry because he would have done the same thing in Ray's shoes, but Benson argues that he's just beating himself because he fucked up and let Ray in when he should have been doing the job. Cabot tells Stabler that the defense is calling him to the stand to testify and that he best be ready for her cross-examination, Stabler says that he got out over his skis and told Ray Bevins too much about the case and told him more than could be substantiated, but that he didn't condone Ray murdering Perry Williams. The jury finds Ray guilty. Stabler apologizes to Ray, but Ray ain't sorry, and we get a sorry not sorry Dick Wolf.
Man, this one really kind of suffers from my own, I'm trying to come up with the proper name for it, SVUDS. It's Special Victims Unit Derangement Syndrome. Like,
yeah,
I think if I just watched this without having watched 128 of these episodes beforehand, thinking about them,
sure,
I might enjoy it more. I might like empathize with all the characters involved more.
Sure.
But having seen all these ones, I'm like, man, it's already at the courtroom. Like, where's the rest of the episode?
Yeah, this is very much like the original Law and Order structure of like first half investigation, second half court bullshit. And while it may be more professional, I think for the reasons that you and I watched the show, it's not more fun.
No, I mean,
or interesting.
It's not lacking in... Like, it has fun bits, right? There are fun moments in it, but they are kind of front-loaded, and then it
and we very much get
end.
into just, like, morality play zone, which...
Yeah, dads of daughters shit. A lot of dads of daughters. A lot of Elliot seeing his own little Maureen in the victim, who isn't, well, I don't know. It's unclear whether she's a victim or not, I guess. I don't know. The body.
I mean, she's a victim.
She's a victim of something.
Yeah. I don't think there's much question as to whether or not she's been in a highly abusive relationship.
Yeah, probably.
No one's really questioning that. The only person questioning that is fucking dead in an alley.
Yeah, but I think that there's also the whole bipolar disorder angle that really does kind of gum up the works there too, because...
Sure, but he's very actively convincing her to get off her meds.
That's what we hear. Yeah.
I don't think there's that much gray area with regards to that. But anyway, whatever. Okay, so guest stars. We've already talked about Viola Davis, who's playing attorney Donna Emmett here. We talked about her back in Munch My Benson episode 27. If you're eating cat, don't, or make sure it's fully cooked. We were discussing season 10, episode 5, Retro. We've also already discussed Karen Browning, who's playing CSU Captain Judith Siper. We talked about her back in Munch My Benson episode 29. I was going to say The Guy is Scared Stiff, where we had watched season 5, episode 8, Abomination. We've discussed Sheila Tousey, who's playing Judge Danielle Larson. That was back in Munch My Benson episode 102, Schizophrenic Pantene commercial, about season 5, episode 6, Coerced. And we've already discussed Ralph Lucarelli, who's playing Kip. No, I don't remember who Kip is. Maybe the guy he's playing chess with. That was in Munch My Benson episode 78. She Has Ears That Lend Themselves to Elfing, about season 13, episode 22, Strange Beauty. Ralph Lucarelli was also in Haunted. Now, getting to the ones we've not talked about before, we've got Joe Morton playing Ray Bevins.
Yeah.
He was born in Harlem to a secretary and a U.S. Army intelligence officer. He spent some of his youth in West Germany and Okinawa while his dad was in the military. His dad died when he was 10. He graduated from Andrew Jackson High School in Cambria Heights, Queens, which no longer exists, and studied drama at Hofstra, which does exist.
Yeah. Friend of the show is a Hofstra alum. Brian.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
Yeah.
He made his Broadway debut in Hair and was nominated for a Tony for Raisin. He's been in the films Between the Lines, Curse of the Pink Panther, The Brother from Another Planet, in which he was the star.
Yeah.
Trouble in Mind, Crossroads, not the Britney one, Tap, Terminator 2, Forever Young, Speed, Lone Star, Executive Decision, Speed 2, Blues Brothers 2000, Apt Pupil, The Astronaut's Wife, Bounce, Ali, Paycheck, Breaking Dawn, Stealth, American Gangster, Justice League, and Godzilla King of the Monsters. It's really crazy that his credits go back to the 70s.
He's a lot.
He's also been main cast in the shows, and get ready, there are a lot of them, and you probably haven't heard of most of them. Search for Tomorrow, the Sanford and Son spinoff, Grady, Watch Your Mouth, Equal Justice, Tribeca, Under One Roof, Mercy Point, Prince Street with Mariska and what's his face? Porter, Dean Porter.
Oh, yeah. Why am I totally blanking his name? Vincent Spano.
Yeah. Vincent Spano.
Sam Rockwell, too.
Sam Rockwell also.
Yeah.
Though he's not in the pilot, I don't believe, which is strange.
Weird.
Eureka, Proof, God Friended Me, Our Kind of People, and Scandal, for which he won an Emmy for Outstanding Guest Actor before being added to the main cast the next season. He also had recurring roles on The Equalizer, the original one, A Different World, Smallville, E-Ring, The Good Wife, Grace and Frankie, and The Politician. He was in 2 episodes of Homicide: Life on the Street, 1 episode of New York Undercover, 1 episode of The X-Files, and 5 episodes of the original series as 2 different characters. He was married to John Sayles' former production designer, Nora Chavushian, from 1985 to 2006. They had 3 kids together.
So, Brother from Another Planet definitely kind of satisfies a few of the Munch My Benson Movie Club boxes.
Sure.
So I went ahead and put it on the list. It is available at a wide number of places with and without ads.
Okay.
So I threw it on there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to watching that after whatever the hell we have queued up next. Mean Guns.
Yeah, we have Mean Guns next. I mean, this is John Sayles directed. You know, it's like a
legit,
classic.
Legit director. Yeah.
Also on location in New York in the early 80s. So
yeah, I'd be down with that.
Nice. Anyways, moving on.
Then we've got Paul Layden, who's playing Perry Williams. He was born and raised in Melbourne, graduated from the National Institute of Dramatic Art in Australia. He had a character he played off and on for 10 years on As the World Turns, which is what he would have been known for at this time. Yeah. He made the transition to writing, directing, and producing, doing all 3 on the show Cleaners. He helped produce the Snatch TV series, and he wrote and directed Come Back to Me and the upcoming RIPD sequel, RIPD 2 Rise of the Damned, which, given the lack of the involvement of either Jeff Bridges or Ryan Reynolds, feels like direct-to-video fare. Jeffrey Donovan is the star, who is now on Law & Order, the original series.
Oh.
Then we've got DJ Catrona, who's playing Donovan Alvarez. He was born in New Haven, Connecticut. He was studying to be a lawyer at Northeastern University, but he got an internship at a law firm, and that made him realize that he didn't like working with lawyers. He switched to acting during his sophomore year, and during spring break went to LA to visit a friend and never returned to college. He lost out on the role of Ryan Atwood in The OC to Ben McKenzie.
Ooh, interesting.
Austin's own.
Yeah.
He's been in the films Love is the Drug, Dear John, G.I. Joe Retaliation, where he was playing Flint, and Shazam and the upcoming Shazam sequel, where he's playing superhero Pedro. He was main cast in Skin, Windfall, Detroit 187, and From Dusk Till Dawn, the series. Yeah. He's had a recurring role in LA's Finest.
I totally thought I knew him from stuff too, and I've not seen a single one of those things.
I've seen Dear John, G.I. Joe Retaliation, and Shazam.
I've seen the Shazam that has Shaq in it, but I don't believe that that is this Shazam.
That's not what it's called. That's a whole you must not know this. That's a whole Mandela effect thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I know there's Man of Steel. Or Steel.
Well, no, there's Steel and there's Kazam.
Kazam.
Shaq, but Shazam is the fake movie that people think existed where Sinbad played a genie and did not.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So then there's Michelle Hicks, who's playing Kimmy Robinson. She was born in New Jersey. She was in the films Twin Falls, Idaho, Everything Put Together, Mulholland Drive, North Fork, What We Do Is Secret, and Chlorine. Right after this, she landed the role of Mara Sewell in The Shield.
I got PTSD seeing her in this. It's like,
Yeah.
Tavon, watch out!
Yeah, she was Shane Vendrell's very problematic old lady, I guess.
Yeah, she was a pain in the ass.
Big pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Brained one of the guys on the unit with was it a telephone?
Yeah, it was a telephone. One of the few, good characters in the show.
Maybe the only good one.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much. I mean, I guess Claudette was 100% good.
Oh, yeah, Claudette was good.
Yeah, CCH Powder's the best.
She's great. Yeah. She's the heart of the show.
I was just thinking about that fucking... have you seen The Sunny where Dennis does a CCH Pounder impression and it's the fucking, spot on? It's amazing. If I can find it, I'll put it in here.
Fantastic.
Do Obama.
Obama? Well, I can't do that.
Why not? Yeah, why can't you do Obama?
Because he's a black man and I'm a white woman. Can you give me a white woman?
Do you think I can't do a black woman? I mean,
No.
Okay, name one.
CCH Pounder.
Who's that? CCH, yeah, the actress from The Shield. Love that show. Okay, yeah, no, I can do that. Yeah, let's see. God damn it, Dutch! What other errands do you have us running for the DA? Whoa! You nailed it! Spot on!
Okay, so right after this, she landed the role of Mara Sewell in The Shield.
Yeah.
Then she landed in the main cast of Heist and had recurring roles in Mr. Robot, Public Morals, and Orange is the New Black. She also was in one episode of Criminal Intent. She married Johnny Lee Miller in 2008, which I had no idea had ever happened.
Yeah.
They have one son together and were divorced 10 years later. That's weird.
Yeah.
Then we've got Matt Servito, who's playing Fred Hopkins. He was born in Teaneck, New Jersey, and raised in Detroit. He played football and sang in the choir at Notre Dame High School in Harper Woods, Michigan. He then got his BFA from Juilliard. He was a series regular or main cast in All My Children, Banshee, and Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell, which is one of those Adult Swim shows.
Oh, nice.
He's the voice of Satan, or he's Satan on that.
Nice.
He also had recurring roles in The Sopranos,
Yeah.
Brotherhood, Harry's Law, The Blacklist, NCIS New Orleans, Billions, and Homeland. I really like him in Banshee.
Yeah.
Banshee is wildly underrated. Like, it's a really great action show.
Okay.
Highly, highly recommend it. It's far too good for what it is.
Right on.
Yeah, it's really fucking good.
He has a super memorable turn in The Sopranos, too. So you remember him from that. I mean, I'm shocked that he was only this character in one episode of SVU. I thought,
Yeah, but he's in 2 other SVUs, too.
But he just like looks like a recurring defense attorney. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
he's in 1 episode of New York Undercover, 3 episodes of the original series, 2 episodes of Criminal Intent, 1 episode of Conviction, the Cabot spinoff, and 2 other SVUs. He's also in the films The Siege, Melinda and Melinda, Hitch, Fur, No Reservations, Enchanted, Big Fan, Confessions of a Shopaholic, Going the Distance, Compliance, and Vox Lux. Next up, Linda Powell. We saw her back in Munch My Benson episode 68, Close Enough to See Dick Mole, where we're discussing season 9, episode 15, Undercover. And we saw her in episode 100, Munch My Benson episode 100. This is a hot scene, double entendre implied, where we were discussing season 8, episode 8, Cage. She was playing Lauren White there, so maybe her character, Julie White here, is Lauren's twin?
because in Undercover, she was playing essentially this role, correct?
I can't remember if she was playing this role or if she was playing one of the, like, intake people.
Oh, yeah.
Now, she's in 9 SVUs, playing 4 different characters, including 6 times as her character that we saw in Undercover and Cage, which is why I think that that's probably an intake person.
Yeah.
Now, she was born in Fort Benning, Georgia, to Alma and Colin Powell.
Really?
Yes, that.
Weird. Wow.
I was waiting. I was clocking to see if you like registered when I said Linda Powell. Like you're like, okay, but you didn't. So yeah, she is fucking Colin Powell's kid.
I had no fucking clue.
Yep. She got her BA in English literature from the College of William and Mary. She studied theater at the Circle in the Square Theater School. She worked extensively in theater, starring on Broadway in revivals of Wilder, 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 The Trip to Bountiful, and On Golden Pond, and in off-Broadway productions of Raisin in the Sun, Angela's Mixtape, and The Christians, for which she was nominated for an Adelco Award for Best Supporting Actress. She's been in the films Office Killer, American Cuisine, The Best Man, I Think I Love My Wife, American Gangster, The Report, Virtue, and The Courtroom. She's had recurring roles in Political Animals, House of Cards, Madam Secretary, and Dope Sick. She's also in 1 episode of New York Undercover, 2 episodes of the original series, 2 episodes of Criminal Intent, 1 episode of Conviction, and 7 Chicago Fires as recurring character, Ingrid Mills. Yeah, Colin Powell's kid's in this episode.
Weird. Yeah.
So I've shaken her hand by 1 step removed.
Well, that's...
I've shaken Colin Powell's hand.
Were you shook when you shook
No.
Colin Powell's hand? No.
He knew who I was, though.
They do that.
It was at my uncle's swearing in, because he was Secretary of State.
Those politicians, they know who you are.
Well, he only knew who I was because I had just taken the Foreign Service exam also. It's like the only test I didn't pass.
Well,
that I think I've ever taken. Aside from my driver's test the first time because my mom told me they couldn't fail you if you drove too slow. Turns out they absolutely could.
Yeah, they can.
Could and did. Thanks, Mom. Next up, we've got Welly Yang, who's playing CSU Tech Georgie. We've somehow not talked about him.
Yeah.
He's been in a couple of episodes that we've done. He was born in New York City to prominent Taiwanese parents, physician Su Shang Yang, and later Democratic Progressive Party Foreign Affairs Director Mei-Sing Wang Yang. He grew up in Great Neck, New York, and graduated from the Lawrenceville School in New Jersey in 1990. He graduated from Columbia with honors in political science and international relations. While at Columbia, he was chosen to star as the lead in Miss Saigon. He's had a very successful career on stage. In 2007, he founded Second Generation, a New York-based theater company dedicated to bringing Asian American stories to the world stage. He proposed to his wife, Dina Lynn Morishita, during the sold-out premiere of his musical concert Finding Home at UCLA's Royce Hall, which is where I saw Max Richter play.
Nice.
He's also had a recurring role as Tuan Nguyen in Ghost Rider, the PBS show.
Okay.
He was in 4 episodes of that.
Not Ghost Rider, the Nick Cage star
Ghost
vehicle.
Writer.
Yeah.
And
Very
not the
different.
Ghost Rider film with Ewan McGregor that Roman Polanski directed. The PBS series from like early 90s. Welly Yang was in 1 episode of the original series, and he's been in 13 episodes of SVU in roles similar to this. Pretty much you can assume it's the same character because it's always like a tech or CSU or something. Anyway, there's one where he's like medical examiner's assistant, which wouldn't really be CSU tech, but whatever.
Yeah.
I've got 2 more short ones. We've got Martha Millen, who's playing Lindsay Hay, the roommate. She went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. She is main cast in The Cleaning Lady, which is currently airing on Fox. She's had a recurring role on The OA, As the World Turns, and Third Watch. She's in 1 episode of the original series and 1 episode of Criminal Intent. Last one. Theo Kogan, who's playing Club Girl.
Okay.
She's a lead singer of the punk band Lunatics.
Okay. That must have been the chick with the tattoos and the kind of...
Yeah, she's got sleeves.
Yeah. And she had like a one shoulder.
Yeah, I think she's got
shirt.
one sleeve.
Yeah.
They've reunited and are touring again, which is kind of weird.
All right.
She also used to front Theo and the Skyscrapers, which was, sort of a band that she put together after Lunatics broke up. She is also founder and creator of lip gloss company Armor Beauty.
Okay.
She's been in the films Terror Firmer, which is Lloyd Kaufman is involved. So presumably that's a trauma film.
They might be my neighbors.
Yeah, possibly. Bring Me Out the Dead, Zoolander, Tadpole, In the Cut, Rockstar.
Oh, In the Cut? Josh, you mentioned In the Cut without mentioning
favorite
Meg Ryan masturbating.
rom-com. Yeah. where she jerks it. She jerks it for Ruffalo, right? Isn't that how it is? Isn't it performative? I think it is.
It might be. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he's in the room when she's busting one off.
Every time I think about Ruffalo, I think about Meg Ryan masturbating. It's just it's just been like scarred in my brain.
Yeah. Theo Kogan is also married to Toilet Boys guitarist Sean Pierce. I'm sure there are a lot of Toilet Boys fans out there.
Probably.
That's all I got.
Well, that's lovely, Josh.
I mean, we had a few weird guest stars this week.
Oh, they're
like
weird.
Theo Kogan and Colin Powell's kid.
Yeah, very weird guest stars. Also, we've seen Linda Powell in episodes before, and neither one of us looked that up
because, it was one of those you get to the point where her character is on the episode, and you're just like,
don't care,
whatever.
Yeah,
if there aren't credits that jump off the page, I sort of check out, and then you don't realize, oh yeah, she's Colin Powell's kid.
The smoking gun was a mushroom cloud when it came to us not looking up her IMDb page, I guess.
Indeed.
Anyways, Josh, I hate this bar.
Yeah, this bar is terrible.
This bar looks like it'd be owned by a fucking rapey Australian dude. That's what it looks like.
With a fading accent.
Terrible lighting, right? Nobody looks good in that kind of bright blue light. It's a cold light.
Well, he chose the lighting to preemptively neg everyone that he was trying to get with.
That's true.
You look like shit.
Yeah, they all look terrible so that then they're willing to go be on their knees in a filthy, dirty alleyway, as Liv says later. Anyways, it's also got no room flow, right? It's just random tables kind of all smushed together.
Yeah. And they weren't pushed together for a camera movement or anything like that. You know, like I would excuse it if it were, but like the camera starts basically like where the bar was, you know, where the bar ends. And so you're still seeing all the stuff like in the foreground, like at the, presumably either the back or the front of the bar. I guess it's probably the front of the club because she's walking out towards the back and keeps walking out that way to the alley.
Of course, you know, it's hard to know whether that alley is, that alley might not be behind that bar.
Sure. Yeah. There's, it doesn't have to be a match. I mean, it helps if it is for logistics purposes to avoid a company move. But I guess it's possible that they would have built the bar on set.
Or they could be using a bar location and then have like to be doing exterior, have that exterior match up with some other exterior that they were already doing. I don't know.
And where the exterior would have matched better with a night shoot that they were doing anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, doesn't it seem weird that none of the staff would have known that their boss was fucking Vanessa?
You'd think like he would have been trying to pull that shit with all of the women servers there. I mean, I would just assume that given how disgusting that man is. So also we have like extremely weird. Okay, first off, there's a guy who looks like he's having a heart attack, one of the extras. He's like clutching his chest and like staring down, which is just strange because it's like,
well, they're probably just shooting around an actual heart attack.
It looks like he's dying.
They're like, no, your background, you don't count, you're subhuman.
But like that bar is just like,
having been on plenty of sets, background is routinely viewed as being subhuman. It was so shocking to me. Like, because I had to be the background wrangler on that fucking Indian movie that I worked on.
Yeah.
And all the background was like so grateful to have me there instead of someone else because like everyone else had been on like more sets.
You let them go to the bathroom,
they were just like,
or something?
they had no patience for any of these fucking idiots. And I was nice to them.
Oh, fantastic. So the tables were like, I don't even know how to describe them accurately, but it's like the table comes down and the legs of the table like fold back up and become the seats. So it's almost like a flower with the pistil of the flower.
It's like one of those shitty tables that you would see. Like you assume that a production company stopped paying the bills on like a storage unit.
Something
and so
like
these are the fucking bullshit like space seats.
Yeah.
The space tables that had been like built for a spaceship on some other movie.
100%. Or they're like, you ever go to somebody's house when they have one of those couches that's just like got like a post in the center of it and it's like a circular couch going around it? And it's like, nobody wants that. There's nothing good about that. It looks good in like a hotel lobby in 1975, but it sucks now. Anyways, these chairs, so they were like that, but they had like blue fabric cube seats. And the thing about that really struck me is like the first buttery nipple that spills on one of those things, that like light blue fabric seat is ruined. That thing, if you're replacing that thing costs like $1,000 probably. I mean,
well, and the first load of Perry's cum that goes across one of those seats is also going to fuck up the cushion.
Do not put a black light in that room because it's just
well, and the lighting's weird enough that like you're probably still going to see the cum stains pretty clearly even without the black light. And you know that place is like at least 5 cum stains a week, probably.
Dude, to me it looked like a place for like awful finance bros to just like meet their escorts at. Like that's what it looked like to me. Yeah. Oh, it's awful. I'm having nightmares just thinking about it. So, and the uniforms are terrible. So the women wear pale blue tops with black skirts. And the men wear like light blue guayaberas. Again, it's just like, it doesn't look good on anybody the way it's worn.
No, cornflower basically. And it's gross.
Yeah. It's not like a pale light blue. It's like a shiny light blue. Anyways, it's gross.
Yeah. They've all got this like shitty kind of sheen.
Yeah. Then we go into the alley and we see our obligatory hypersexualized body. Well, and bloody animal. And
we've got the animal covered in blood first.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to meet the bloody cat that will eventually be put in a cage. And then, hypersexualized body, you know, blouse ripped open.
Drink.
Yeah. You're just like, poor background actress. Your character has a name, but you know what we're never going to see in the credits?
You got no lines. Nope.
Yeah.
No.
But thanks for showing us your barely clothed tits. I don't, you know, the alternative is actually seeing the crime happen.
It's true.
Which is arguably worse.
Or doing like the CI shtick where you have this kind of like random jumble of scenes before the crime happens.
Yeah.
And then you piece it together later. But that's not how this show works. I mean, they just do that a lot to background actors.
Yeah, and it's always a bummer to me when it's like, we chose your face out of a book.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going on. You know, they're getting the book from Central Casting. They're choosing the face out of the book. They've booked Joe Morton. So they're like, well, we've got to make sure our victim's black. And they choose like the most sympathetic face that they can then fucking completely exploit for the sake of earning our sympathy without giving that person a credit or the money that would go to a person who had a fucking line. I'm sorry, but being slumped over in that alley should be worth a lot more.
You'd
than
think,
the fucking dirty bump and the partial nudity bump. And
I mean, there's a way you can have her speak from the dead, right? You could have her be in a video
absolutely.
clip.
In videos. It happens all the time.
Sure does. Yeah.
We see that routinely.
Tramp Stamp Stop and Frisk featured this.
Well, was she credited though? I don't think she. I think we just saw her.
She was like weirdly doing that like cheerleading.
Yeah,
video.
I know, but I don't know if they had the sound on in the video.
It was awkward either way.
Super awkward. But like in the episode where Vincent Spano and the episode with the two Vicks found in the box truck in the open, you know, we get them in a video later.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In a video that makes no sense. That video should not exist in any world. Like, why would there be a video of them at a party talking about their business when they're firmly entrenched as being a fucking...
He's like a narco.
A hitman
like a real narco.
Yeah.
So shortly after this, we get our first, but certainly not our last, reference to sodomy. That's a little bit strange.
Yeah, because they're talking about sodomy in the legal sense and not the...
Yeah, and so I went on a whole deep dive about sodomy laws, Josh.
Sure.
And the long and short of it, so to speak, is that in New York State, sodomy as a law hasn't existed since 1980.
It's basically post-fallout from Stonewall eventually, right?
Well, actually, I have a fairly interesting thing that I will send you that is all about actually the sodomy laws in New York. And it was about... man, now I'm going to lose it.
It was probably inspired by cruising, right?
Yeah, right. No, but there's like a series of cases that eventually went in this. Is People versus Onofre et al. The New York Court of Appeals decided by a vote of 5-2 that the sodomy law was unconstitutional. And since then, it's essentially not existed. And definitely hasn't been like something that they just go about threatening to charge people with, which they do later on. Like, sodomy is a crime. Well, not in New York State, not since 1980.
They don't say that in this one, do
they? They do, because they say that to the Australian dude later on. He's like, what I did wasn't a crime. He says, well, rape and sodomy are crimes. And like, sure, rape, 100%.
Rape is a crime, yeah.
Absolutely,
I don't remember him saying rape and sodomy.
He did, yeah. I just watched it, and I was thinking about sodomy whilst watching.
Yeah,
this.
you were.
And one of the kind of like the key commonalities in all sodomy laws is that they don't actually describe what the fuck they mean by sodomy.
I mean, the simple definition is basically any way that you're getting off that doesn't have to do with P and the V.
Essentially, yeah. It's an unnatural or immoral sex act. Is the classic version of it.
Yeah, no, it's the bullshit, staunch, strict biblical definition of sex being with a purpose to reproduce.
Exactly.
Anything that's aberrant of that is...
essentially. But, I mean, it can vary wildly depending on where you are.
Sure. But, I mean, that's sort of the unifying central thesis of it, usually.
Now, traditionally, it has been used legally to criminalize homosexuality.
Yeah.
That's almost exclusively what it is. And all of the places where it continues to be illegal, which is mostly in Africa and the Middle East and like Myanmar. And
but there's still sodomy laws on the books in the South, aren't there?
Well, no, they got struck down.
Oh, okay.
They all got struck down by the Supreme Court case with Lawrence v. Texas.
For now.
We
know that that's on the docket.
Exactly. And essentially that was decided with the same kind of privacy laws that helped do Roe v. Wade. So, yeah.
And we've talked about Lawrence v. Texas before.
Absolutely. Yeah. So essentially all of the places there where sodomy laws remain on the books worldwide are to criminalize homosexuality.
Absolutely. But there were still sodomy laws. I mean, Lawrence v. Texas is what, 2005? Thereabouts?
Yeah, 2004, I think.
Like, sodomy was still illegal less than 20 years ago in certain southern states.
Sure, absolutely. 2003 is when the law was decided. Sorry, 2003 was Lawrence v. Texas. Yeah, so, and a lot of the South, and some of the, the Utah.
Yeah, some of the weird westerns, Utah, Idaho. Yeah.
Michigan, of all places, it continued to be illegal until 2003.
So Vanessa goes to Hudson, and we find out that Maureen also does. And I can't believe that Elliot let Maureen go to such a den of iniquity.
I'm just happy we're back at Hudson U. It's been a goddamn long time since we walked these tawdry halls. I really thought D was going to be Johnny D, but no, it's a different D.
Yeah, maybe he becomes him later.
Maybe, yeah.
Immediately, it's clear that this is going to be a Stabler sees himself in the surviving family member of the victim episode.
I mean, as soon as he says Marine goes to Hudson University, it's like, oh, fucking hell.
That's the only cue you need, you know?
Yeah. I'm a dad with daughters.
Yeah. They're both, well, they were both dads with daughters.
Mm-hmm. Now, another thing, though, is you can tell when they're listing out all the symptoms of drug abuse, and they do it multiple times.
They're carefully selecting the ones that could be...
And you're like, well, wait a second.
Yeah.
Did anybody find any drugs? Did anybody... Because to me, those sound like symptoms of bipolar disorder. Which is ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, I mean, the one that stuck out to me that was far less concrete bipolar disorder was the odd spending and the needing of money. Like her trying to take out a personal loan for $5,000 at the university. Shit like that. I don't feel like the whole money thing was fleshed out well enough to make sense.
Well, we don't really know like what she was spending it on, but I guess it's just like erratic, crazy behavior.
Sure.
You know, that's the idea. She's having a manic episode. And
yeah, and she'd also stolen her ex-boyfriend's credit card and whatever. That's never resolved to my satisfaction, and so it sort of hung there, leaving a sour taste in my mouth.
Probably. I was going to say, you're not the only character with the sour taste in your mouth.
Yep. We're talking about the cat, right? Okay, so clearly Lindsay the roommate, wanted to jump Donovan's.
Lindsay had the hots for Donovan. He was a catch.
She is really talking him up.
Yeah, he wouldn't do drugs. He's a straight and narrow guy. He's always studying. If he's not studying, he's playing speed chess.
And she's definitely like watched them bone from across the room, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's been youth hostiled. That's nice.
Now, when they go to the park where Donovan's playing speed chess, he doesn't want to give up his DNA for them to frame him.
I loved Vanessa.
So why were you arguing with her last night?
If you're trying to say that I killed her, you're wrong. All right, when I left Dominique's last night, Vanessa was fine.
What happened to your neck?
Oh, I see where this is going. I'm not answering any more questions without a lawyer.
So give us a DNA swab and you won't need one.
I'm not going to give you a sample so you can frame me with my own cells.
Why would we do that?
I don't know. Why would you stick a plunger up Abner Louima's ass? If you want anything from me, come back with a warrant. I believe that's check and mate.
No, it wasn't a plunger. But on August 9th, 1997, Abner Louima and some other men had been involved in a fight between two women in Club Rendezvous, a popular nightclub in East Flatbush. In the melee that continued, as officers responded to the scene, Officer Justin Volpe, I couldn't substantiate whether or not he was related to Anthony Volpe.
Yeah. Hope not.
Officer Justin Volpe initially claimed that Louima attacked him, though Volpe later admitted that that was a lie. On the ride to the station, arresting officers beat Louima with their fists, nightsticks, and handheld police radios. At the station, they strip-searched him and put him in a holding cell. They later recommenced the beating, culminating in his being forcibly sodomized in a bathroom at the 70th Precinct Station House in Brooklyn. Volpe kicked Louima in the testicles. Then, with Louima's hands still cuffed behind his back, Volpe grabbed onto and squeezed his testicles, and then forced a broken broomstick up his rectum. His teeth were also badly damaged in the attack when the broom handle used to rape him was jammed into his mouth. It's been left unclear as to whether or not that happened before or after being forced into his rectum. Volpe, who'd also beaten another Haitian immigrant that night, walked through the precinct holding the bloody, shit-stained broomstick in his hand and bragged to a sergeant that he, quote, took a man down tonight. The day after the incident, Louima was taken by other officers to the emergency department at Coney Island Hospital.
The day after?
I suspect that it was...
kind of overnight.
Overnight, and in the light of day, he was taken to the hospital. They took him to the ED at Coney Island Hospital, where a nurse, Magali Laurent, didn't buy the escorting officer's explanation that he'd been injured by way of abnormal homosexual activities. She notified IAB that Louima had likely been raped and beaten while in police custody. Louima suffered severe internal damage to his colon and bladder, requiring 3 major operations to repair, and he was hospitalized for 2 months after the incident. Midway through his trial, Volpe changed his plea to guilty and to serving 30 years without the possibility of parole in a minimum security prison in Beaumont. But minimum security federal prison in Beaumont. 30 years, no parole. He's not eligible for parole until January of 2025. Officer Charles Schwartz was initially convicted of helping Volpe assault Louima in the bathroom, though an appeals court found that he was denied a fair trial. He later pleaded guilty for perjuring himself while claiming that he didn't lead Louima into the bathroom to be attacked, which he obviously did, and ended up serving 5 years on the charge. 3 other officers were indicted for trying to cover up the assault. 2 were convicted, but had their convictions later overturned for insufficient evidence. Louima received the largest police brutality settlement in New York City history on July 30th of 2001, getting $8.75 million, netting $5.8 million after legal fees. And obviously the taxpayers paid that.
Of course, yeah. I'm really glad that New York's quote-unquote finest are looking out for the citizens of this city.
He was a Haitian immigrant, so it doesn't count, right?
Yeah,
Neither was the other guy that Volpe fucking beat that night.
God damn, there's like so many Haitian people that live here, man. They're like...
fucking assholes.
Out fucking rages. Fuck that guy.
Yeah. Now, Louima's participated in a number of anti-police brutality protests, like without Sharpton, and he's done a number of charitable things in Haiti in the years that followed. He splits his time between his homes in suburban Miami and Port-au-Prince. Shockingly, he did not opt to stay in New York.
Weird.
Way to go, NYPD.
Fucking assholes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to get a drink.
Yeah, I think that's a great time.
I need to wash that out of my mouth.
Fucking assholes. Welcome back, Josh. You know, there's the whole thing with the gun, and eventually the gun leads us to the dorm mate dude.
Peter Klingman?
Yeah, Peter Klingman. Exactly. First off, they're doing like the weird orbiting camera trick, like it's a Spike Lee movie or something. Now, I feel like when you're using such, you know, a kind of camera technique that really the viewer is instantly going like, wow. This is a camera technique. You know, most of the time you kind of don't, you want the camera, there's like a language of film.
But it's for a scene with such low stakes.
I know, but it's like
the only way to make the scene interesting.
Yeah, and it's
a Hail Mary. You know, the scene, it's DOA, but let's do this.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm thinking of like in Clockers, Mekhi Phifer is doing something and it's like a pivotal scene is coming up, and that's when that's happening. There's some big change going on. The character that's at the center doesn't know what's up and down and right and left.
Or it's a hyper referential meta thing that's going on in Swingers, but it's still got a point. Like Swingers is sort of making the fun of the fact that it's like a low rent non-Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
It has a point there too.
Yeah, and here it's a complete throwaway scene where they're just establishing that gun was inside the dorm.
Yeah. And Swingers is basically Doug Liman trying to get looking down the road and being like, no, I need to have like a moment in this where I'm like showing off that I can make things, because otherwise I'm not going to get to do Born Identity.
No, but so I thought that was very strange. It's like gratuitous cinematography here, because this is like a totally boring conversation. But then we find out that the guy was like on the hook for the Super Bowl. So this would have been the 2003 Super Bowl where the Buccaneers demolished the Raiders. I did too much looking into this. I think it was the first year that John Gruden was coaching the Buccaneers, and he had been the Raiders coach. I think that the Bucs were fairly heavily favored to win. I don't know that 100%, but
that Bucs team had the best
like
defense.
Historically good defense, right? So I was trying to think about what he was betting on. So Josh, either Numbnuts was betting on the Raiders to win or to beat the line, which they did not. I didn't look at the betting line, but they got crushed. It was like one of the most lopsided Super Bowls of all time. Or some like kind of like high stakes squares game, which seems like a really fucked up thing to get into, but that's not out of the question.
If he's a real degenerate, he could have been doing a parlay.
Yeah, so I suppose that he was betting on the halftime show, and he bet all his money on Shania Twain singing her smash hit, "You're Still the One," when she didn't. She sang "Man, I Feel Like a Woman" and "Up," and skipped that other smash hit before it segued into "Just a Girl" with No Doubt.
Yeah, but I feel like betting on the halftime show is a fool's errand because they rehearse it beforehand. A real bookie wouldn't let you bet on that because that's rehearsed ahead of time, so you know what the set's going to be. Like when Springsteen did the halftime show, you knew what the set was going to be.
Okay, I get that. I get that, like, Rollins isn't placing a bet on the halftime show, but this fucking guy with his buddies in the dorm might be.
I feel like to be that behind the 8 ball on a gambling debt, you've got to be actually betting with a real bookie.
Possibly.
Okay, so I'm just going to assume that the crazy glue vaporizing trick works.
Yeah.
You know, because they have, like...
I've seen this before. I've seen this, like, shtick before, and so I just assume that it works. But
I mean, they do have that fucking forensics guy on the payroll as an advisor.
Uh-huh.
So I assume that because he's their technical advisor and shit like that, I assume that's real.
I don't know where I've seen the super glue thing. I assume it's like Murder, She Wrote or something of that ilk, but I've definitely seen prints lifted off a body.
More recent than Murder, She Wrote.
Hey, Murder, She Wrote. They were making Murder, She Wrote in the late 90s, Josh. It would blow your mind how long they were making
No, I know how long it went.
I mean, there's an episode where she's wearing VR goggles and, like, has power gloves on.
All right, so Vanessa stole her ex-boyfriend's card to buy more wild shit. Again, we don't really get an explanation.
Right, we don't know what she's buying.
Other than bipolar disorder.
Warner's in this episode. We could have gotten a full rundown of the contents of her closet, you know, like which boutiques in Queens was she going to?
Huge
all sorts of nice things.
I mean, Warner and Benson could have bonded over that. You know, like, oh, no, this is from a very specific boutique. Oh, yeah, I know. They run an ad in the paper for whatever.
Anything to, like, shave 5 to 10 minutes off the courtroom scene at the end.
Because it really drags ass for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So Ray shows up in the middle of the night,
yeah,
which is, you know, a clear red flag. No good can come from this.
Yeah.
Then they go to Perry Williams' place.
Of course, when you see Joe Morton, you're like, oh, this guy's famous. He did it. He did it in a different way than you're expecting. Because you go to Perry Williams' place.
Yeah, not necessarily that he did it, because obviously I don't think anyone ever is going to assume that he killed his daughter here.
I mean, this is SVU, so lots of things can happen. But
he just cares too much. Like, I think it's lots of things can happen, but I don't think they're. If it were the dad from Seventh Heaven, sure.
Yeah,
he could have done it.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Joe Morton.
I don't think they're going to do a black special guest star like Joe Morton dirty like that.
But I mean, it would be
the optics are very bad.
Yeah, it would be a fun It could be a fun stunt cast in the right way, right? Because Joe Morton plays this guy, like the very like sympathetic, down on his luck dad, very well. The thing is, if they were going to do this kind of like, they would have framed it as an honor killing, and they would have made him, you know, fucking African or Middle Eastern or something. That's how SVU does that kind of murder.
Yeah.
Anyways, finally we get to Perry Williams.
Yeah, Perry Williams.
That ludicrously disgusting Australian man's apartment. And this guy is gross.
Yeah. Open shirt, silk pajamas.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. But the thing that's even grosser than him kissing the girl in front of them is his marble walls. The marble walls in his apartment are the grossest fucking thing in the scene.
Awful. Like, so open shirt, silk pajamas, they're purple, which is gross. He's got a neck choker on, which is gross. His whole like aesthetic is very much like...
He's got that neck thing on the whole time.
He's got a very like...
He dies with it.
Cristiano Ronaldo aesthetic, which is awful. Like...
Yeah. And you know what? He's not the best soccer player in the world.
Well, neither is Cristiano Ronaldo anymore.
Well, he was.
Yeah, but they're both rapists, so they got that going on.
Yeah, but in 2004, Cristiano Ronaldo was the best soccer player. This guy is just some shit-heel nightclub owner with a fading Aussie accent. Like, his Aussie accent was so thin in scenes that I thought maybe he was an American making a big and ill-advised choice. Because it... disappears.
It was a little weird. Yeah. The first time I watched it, I was watching it kind of like quiet. I have a loud fan air conditioner thing, and it's like, he's Australian, right? Or is he? Just odious. And then he does, like, the way he kisses his lover woman is pretty gross.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he's playing the part well. So he's got that going for him.
Yeah, he is leaning into douche. All right, the did he do it scene where Stabler and Ray are overlooking the bullpen.
Yeah.
It works, but really only because you had like very strong actors carrying the scene.
Yeah.
It felt like there should have been more there on the page, and they kind of made something out of nothing, but somehow it just felt like it fell short of what it should have.
Yeah.
If you're bothering with this scene, it just seems like you should land it more.
Yeah, there's a few.
And again, it's not on Maloney, and it's certainly not on Morton.
No, it's just that they kind of just we're like, oh, we got these actors. We'll just let them act for the last half of the episode.
Right.
And they didn't
and
write enough for it.
It has worked in the past. It worked with Stephen Ray, but they gave Stephen Ray fucking something to work with, and then we're like, oh, let's do something outside the box with sound design or something like that. They didn't do any of that here.
No, and I mean that's kind of the thing. Like Stephen Ray's character was ultimately, I think, more you can make the episode about the loss being interesting.
Yeah.
But I don't know that they did it. And Stephen Ray's character, I think, was definitely more interesting. He was, the ex-con who's immediately fingered. That's a good starting point.
And the ex-con who lost his life, basically lost his sense of self to solitary confinement.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good starting point. This is... Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is, but they needed something else to help.
Yeah. I'm sort of the same. I don't know how you put it there, but I wasn't in the writer's room. I feel like that discussion has to happen with this scene. How do we really fucking make this land and make it mean something?
Yeah, because...
especially because you spend the last half of the episode doing just a fucking morality play.
And you have this actor who's very good, but I think he's being misused because it is...
Or at least underused.
Yeah. I get that we want to have it be like a Maloney service because he's also a dad with a daughter, but it's just one of those episodes where it needed something else, another twist.
Sure.
I don't know what it was, but...
I think the real scene that completely lands is the one by the pond in Central Park.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was great.
That scene really plays well. He's still bloodied from having fucking killed this guy. And I think that scene is emotive in a way that is meaningful, but it's still sort of it feels like there had to have been a more compelling way
to get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you end with that scene and you have more twists to arrive there. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't have a ton of notes left. And I guess we jumped way ahead.
Yeah.
In discussing the waste of Joe Morton. Now, the way she shot herself seems odd.
It's a little weird.
The way that the gun's positioned in her hands.
But that's why they didn't notice it to begin with, right? That's why they didn't assume it initially. It is a little weird, but I can see, I don't know, she's ashamed,
But also,
depressed.
Everyone knows that gut shots are,
not where you shoot yourself.
If you're trying to kill yourself, that is not how you do it.
No.
Not that I'm trying to make a how-to for how to kill oneself.
She clearly wasn't thinking this through very well, Josh, but...
Sure, yeah.
Did they say what caliber it was? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was a 30. It was a 38, wasn't
it? Okay. Well, at least...
I might be misremembering. I noted it when it happened, but I didn't take a note on it. I just did a mental note, but I think it was a 38 snub nose. I could be off on that. Apologies, listeners. Okay, so they're at the psychiatrist, and Stabler sort of takes umbrage at the psychiatrist not doing enough, but it's what the fuck is he going to be able to do? Yeah. An adult went off their meds. Yeah. You can't, make someone take their meds.
And he's like, why didn't you tell her dad? It's well, she's a fucking adult, man.
She's a grown-up. That's not a fucking thing that happens.
Exactly.
Oh, hey, here, 40-year-old person who's got, whatever, psychological condition. Uh-huh. Let me tell your 65-year-old parent.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Oh, cool. That's going to make fucking therapy work.
Yeah, there's a lot of laws against that, Elliot.
Uh-huh. So then Cabot obviously doesn't think they've got much of a case because they don't have much of a case.
No.
Warner unwittingly screws the pooch and tells Ray that his daughter's born carrying the alley.
Well, no, he says...
Ray Bevins came by to see me. Asked questions about why we ruled Vanessa's death as suicide.
Mm-hmm. You accepted?
I walked him through the evidence as gently as I could, but I screwed up. I mentioned the oral sodomy. I thought you told him.
No. I didn't want to put that image in his head. His daughter on her knees in some filthy alley.
I'm sorry, but it's in there now. He really lost it. He left mumbling something about a club.
But, at that point, Ray knew that she was in a relationship of some sort with this Perry guy.
Yeah.
Is that really going to be so much of a shock? Oh, she was blowing a dude? Who's been blown in his life? Ray.
But you know who would... absolutely go from ballistic to thermonuclear if he heard that Maureen or Kathleen was blowing dudes? It would be fucking so Elliot Stabler.
We need this for Stabler to be pissed.
Yeah, well, no, but it's the same kind of it's the as a dad of a daughter, I know how upset I'd be if I found out the specific sex acts my daughter was performing, I'm already pissed that she's having sex, but...
Like, I'm sorry, but if you have a daughter who is...
18, 20, something like that?
Yeah, I was going to say 20. Just
something
in that not to incense any parents of 19 or 18-year-olds. But if you have a child that's that old...
Who's an adult? She's an adult.
Honestly, oral sex is, over the last 20 years or so, has become much more of a like... Oh, it's like kissing, basically. Which, I mean, awesome to everybody who's getting oral sex before anyone in our generation was. But, and I say that regardless of gender, everyone should be getting blown. But it, really, if your kid's like 15, 16.
There's a good chance.
They're blowing or getting blown, probably.
Yeah. I'm definitely not ready for that, but
certainly 20, which she is here.
Yeah,
and 20 was 20. Like once they're in college, BJ's.
It's a constant orgy. Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, your kid's probably eating ass.
Oh, fantastic!
Cheers.
Oh man, I need another drink, some sort after that.
All right,
my notes now skip ahead to the
I'm almost
Central
done.
Park
So it's basically Stabler lawyers up for Ray.
Yeah.
Then Ray gets to talk with Wong, which establishes that there was calculation.
Which Cabot's mad at him. Why are you doing like his work for me? And it's like, I don't know why. It's always a thing in SVU.
Why are you ensuring that this person's rights are honored?
Exactly. It's like they're fucking right. And for many good reasons. And it doesn't mean anything legally. Just that they're entitled to representation, and it's good that happens. Because if they don't have representation, things like fucking Abner Louima happen, right? That's what happens when police have you without
or
anybody
fucking
else
Brendan
watching.
Dassey.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking Brendan Dassey.
Who's still fucking in prison.
Yeah.
He's still in fucking
For
prison.
real? That guy's still in prison? Oh my God. I mean, I know the other guy is, but the other guy probably did it. It doesn't fucking matter whether the other guy did it or not, because...
justice was not upheld regardless. But
no.
His conviction was upheld in December 2017, and not seeing anything...
Hell. Earliest possibility of parole is 2048. That was as of June 17, 2022. Yikes. That's what happens when police are in rooms with suspects without...
Because everyone fucking saw
lawyers.
Making a Murderer, and I'm sorry, but say what you will about what's his fuck, but Brendan Dassey...
Yeah,
that was just a kid who wanted to fucking go home and was not mentally capable of holding his own and questioning with police who were 2
fucking cops for like 17 hours or something.
Yeah, no, it was fucked up.
Yeah, anyways, fuck those cops. So yeah, the Ray's found on the shore of the lake in Central Park. So there's different bodies of water. That is the lake. In the background, you can see the Bow Bridge, which is a very popular place to take selfies these days. Find a lot of Australians there taking selfies. That's what I often do.
Like Perry Williams.
But, it's interesting. So this is the episode, the cards all say May, but this is clearly much earlier than that. You can tell they filmed this in February or something because it looks like fucking winter. There's no leaves on the trees, and everybody's wearing overcoats.
Sure. I mean, this is, May 2nd is when this aired, so it should be shot probably end of March.
Maybe.
Be my guess.
Yeah. I didn't look.
Probably dealing with 5 or 6 week lead time.
Yeah.
This reminds me, we were talking about directors of the episodes and whether or not they went to post. And it sounds like they do for 3 weeks. I don't know how many days they're contracted for on that, because you probably, I would assume that much of it's being left to the editor.
Yeah.
But I was reading an interview that Dick Wolf Universe did with the script supervisor who's been on for the last few years. And they were talking about how the director, has to fly to LA because that's where post is, because that's where Dick Wolf films or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they are, and that's presumably where the post house is also.
Interesting.
And so the director does see their episode through the process on post. So.
Okay, so showrunner stays in New York.
The showrunner's still going to approve everything, but the showrunner has to be on site in New York.
So showrunner staying in New York.
So like the director's making sure that the episode is like, getting to the finish line.
Yeah.
But the showrunner would still obviously sort of be like, oh, we can cut this, because every episode's probably got, at least 3 or 4 minutes of extra shit that, could make the episode.
Yeah.
And so the showrunner's still going to be like, you know what? I think we need this or that. They're going to be the final say on things like that.
Yeah, but as far as like sitting there with the editor and making like all the like nitty gritty decisions.
Weird digression, but we had just talked about
it. Yeah, we just talked about this, and it's interesting. Yeah. But it makes sense, especially if they have to fly to fucking LA to take care of it.
Yeah, I was shocked that post happens in LA, but it does apparently for this. Most shows would have post happen in the same town where the show's happening. Yeah,
that scene at the lake is like moving and good, and it does like let Joe Morton kind of like flex.
Sure.
And it's nice. Yeah. I like that a lot. And then we get this like fun, like it's a court and it's annoying, but there is like there's a scene that's like, where Liv and Elliot are talking, and Elliot's like, "You don't understand. You're not a dad of a daughter."
Yeah.
And Liv's like, "Don't throw that shit at me, Elliot." And of course, Liv eventually will shove the
become cis. Yeah.
Yeah, she eventually will shove the being a mom card in everybody's face, send the entire unit on off the books, out of state kidnapping sprees to fucking like locate BBD.
Yeah. Now, IMDb goofs had a couple of notes, but one is more pertinent than others.
Okay.
Cabot could and should have included a lesser charge of manslaughter. She was concerned about the jury not returning a not guilty verdict out of sympathy, because manslaughter would have carried a 3 or 5 year minimum, depending on which first degree or second degree she pursued.
Yeah.
Basically, the whole trial is just morality playing out.
But it feels as long as a real fucking trial. Like, they have, like, full closing arguments that both
it's like,
legal teams make.
I don't know. It's a 75-minute trial sequence.
Viola Davis is great.
And Cabot's not bad either, but it's just sort of like, what's the point?
It's really the content is thin, and you're forcing these people to, like, they just don't have the page to read.
Sure.
Anyways. Guys, every week we rank these episodes. It is in some ways the cross that Josh and I must bear so that we can rank each and every single episode of the show against itself. After this, we will have ranked 129 episodes of the show. Eventually, we're looking at, 513 or something like that right now? Somewhere in that neighborhood. So the way we rank these episodes is we have 4 criterias, a 10-point scale. And we rank on the overall quality of the episode, the guests therein, the depth and breadth of lives ruined, and how problematic the episode was. Now, overall quality, I guess, is where we should start. And I think it's got to be kind of low. Because I think the reasons it's good...
It's one of those things where it's professional to the original series fault.
Yeah. But it's like the sum is less than the parts, right?
Yeah.
Like, you add up the parts, and the total sum of the episode is kind of like less than that. Now, maybe, again, I said this earlier, if I hadn't watched so many of these with kind of a critical eye, I might like this one more. But I have, and I don't really like it that much. I kind of feel like it's a waste of good actors is another problem. Like, you don't get good actors every week. And they had them here.
And
I don't know. To me, it's like a 4. Maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah, that's where I was leaning for.
Okay, that works. Now, again, Joe Morton's great. Viola Davis is great. The odious Australian man. He's doing that.
Australian.
Yeah, he's doing that. He's odious and sometimes Australian. Mara from The Shield.
She was in this.
She was in it briefly. I mean, do you have a number? I don't know. It's not like top marks, I think, but it's 7?
I'd say 6.
Okay, I think 6 is good.
I just don't think they capitalize enough.
So, the last 7 we gave was the Sarah Paulson Naveen.
Yeah, that uses its guest stars a lot better.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a 6.
Yeah. Okay. Now, was the episode problematic? Because we do think a lot about semen on chins. among other things.
Yeah, we do.
I read all about sodomy laws and Abner Louima.
Yeah.
That stuff's all highly problematic. The stuff that I found most problematic is obviously highly tangential to this episode.
Yeah, is what was done to Abner Louima.
Well, yeah. And just like...
If that happened in this episode, that's a fucking 10 off the charts. Like,
of
what
course.
The fucking fuck?
Absolutely.
Like, I traumatized people by reading what I read.
You sure did. Hopefully people...
We don't put trigger warnings on this.
I would hope that just SVU is a flag for anybody that requires trigger warnings, because obviously that Abner Louima shit is dark and horrifying. So, in many ways, our episode is more problematic than the episode itself.
Because we
watched.
dove into the things that they were talking about very briefly.
I don't know. 3, 4, 3, 2 or 3? I mean, we still have, like, casual disregard for mental health care.
I think psychiatry is actually dealt with respectfully here.
Okay, psychiatry is, but I guess the investigators, they assume off the bat that she's on drugs, just because Mara from The Shield says she seemed to be on drugs.
Yeah, they should have known that was Mara from The Shield. No, I don't think that they've done anything wrong in the course of the investigation for assuming that that was the case, because her coworkers who were...
And I suppose it doesn't actually affect the investigation, really. It doesn't necessarily lead them down any wrong path.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, is it problematic that no one who Vanessa worked with had realized that she was in a very fucked up sadistic relationship with their boss?
I'm assuming that all of them were, Josh.
Oh, okay.
So,
sure.
I mean, maybe they thought they were the only ones. I don't know. I mean, there's like some problematic nuggets sprinkled in.
Yeah.
It's like problematic sprinkles, but is there a problematic donut?
Yeah, I think it's a 3 or 4.
Yeah. I think it's just a 3, man. Like, I think there are some elements, but again, it's like you have like the sprinkles on top, but not the donut.
Sure.
Right. So, depth and breadth of lives ruined. Obviously, we have Joe, Vanessa. Their lives are both utterly crushed, right?
Yeah.
Vanessa's dead. Morton's in prison.
It's hard to feel too bad about Perry.
Hard to feel bad about anything surrounding Perry. Like, if that bar closes, hard to feel bad about that.
If there was any sympathy, seeing him in that open shirt, silk pajamas at his apartment irradiated any of that.
Was he wearing that same shirt? Well, he was definitely like going.
No,
open shirt.
He changed before he came in for interrogation. He was still wearing the choker.
Dead, but when he was dead, he still had the choker. But I think he still had like an open shirt when he was dead. No, he didn't. It was like a sweatshirt,
and it definitely wasn't his pajama top.
Yeah, it was like a sweatshirt. But maybe he just wears all of his button-down shirts unbuttoned.
Sure, right.
He is that guy. Even like in winter time, he's wearing.
Yeah.
So, okay. I don't think we count any marks for him.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they do a good job of making us care about the victim and Ray to a degree, at least. Like, I think
they do.
I think it's one of those things where, like, the fallout's not huge, but it's probably like a 4.
I don't know. I think it's a big fallout because it really is all about like the pain
and how it affects Elliot, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's the pain
because his
of
daughter goes to Hudson.
She sure
God
does.
knows what's going to happen to Maureen there,
and we know those Stabler girls fuck.
Kathleen sure does. Is she working the pole yet, Stabes? To be clear, if you have not listened to every episode, that's something that Finn says.
That is a quote from the show.
Yeah, Finn says it. Kathleen's going to be working a pole.
But no, I mean, like, so there is, I don't know. I think it's like a 5 or a 6.
Okay, I'm fine with 5. I don't think we should go to 6.
Okay, I'm fine with that. Because I think what it does do a pretty good job of is like, I think normally we do see like the Vicks in some ways as one-dimensional, especially when they're just extras, right? Yeah. And it does do a pretty good job of giving her more than
grounding the Vic in like a real place, while making sure that they're not paid in real life.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, it is kind of like a bullshit way that they're doing that, right? Like, oh, she had
a father who cared.
No, but she had bipolar disorder, right? So that explains everything she did that maybe her dad wouldn't have liked, which is, I guess, maybe a little bit of an easy. It's a little
cop out.
It's a cop out. but whatever. It's a 4.5.
Yeah, it's a 4.5.
It's a 4.5. It's a 4.5 episode. I think that's deserved. And I think we're both like a little kind of like, we don't know what to say about it because there's definitely...
We're being broken by doing this podcast.
That's it, right? It's like we've been broken by
sure.
this, but also it's just like, well, when you see a good actor who's actually like putting in good work, but there's like too much screen time.
There.
There's too much screen time and not enough there, right? It's not like it's not like one of those ones where they have this good actor for like, you know, you've got me for half an hour. Do what you will, you know. But anyways, let's, I think it's time to roll the next one. Let's see what we get.
Sure.
I was so excited when we saw a season 4, because we haven't seen those in such a long time that...
It's a little bit of a bummer, though.
Yeah. It's a bummer of an episode, but it's, I guess, supposed to be.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So, heading over to episode.lol, which was built for this podcast by friend of the pod, Flat. The tape is spinning. Bill and Ted. Not happy.
Nope.
Oh, I hate that part.
And we've landed in season 17, episode 4, Institutional Fail.
Back where we belong in season 17. I feel like we're like a season 17 podcast recently.
I'm not down with it. I searched for 3 different summaries, and this is the one I'm going to go with.
All right.
I feel like the other ones are giving away too much. SVU goes after social services after a pattern of falsified reports lead to the death of a young girl. But Benson is receiving a lot of political pressure to let it go and not open up a can of worms.
Whoopee.
Yeah. This one features Oscar winner. Is she not? She is, right?
She's an EGOT, but it's like, she got like an Emmy.
Oh, no, she's an Emmy, but daytime for the talk.
Yeah, it's a bullshit Emmy. It's a legit.
Or not for the talk, for the View.
For the View. Yeah. Like, I mean, she obviously should have gotten an Emmy for Star Trek The Next Generation, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, because we just looked into this. She's an EGOT winner, but kind of not.
No, the Grammy's legit because I think it was for a spoken word.
Yeah, the Grammy's comedy album, I think.
Comedy.
And Oscar is obviously, whatever, semi-legit because it was for fucking, Ghost.
Jumping Jack Flash.
I wish. It was for Theodore Rex. All right, so this one's got Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
It's got John Lyle Taylor, who everyone would recognize from Justified.
Yeah.
It's got John Magaro, who is a recognizable character actor. It's got
Josh
Jessica
Pais.
Pimentel, who I think we've had before. Yeah, Josh Pais playing Hank Abraham. Peter Gallagher.
Yeah.
I think Gallagher is introducing the idea of his son joining the unit in this episode.
Oh,
interesting. And then I think he does in the next one. Yeah.
We've seen the full Dodds arc kind of in reverse.
Yeah, we've really gone reverse on that. But yeah, I mean, we did, 17, was it 6 or 8? Melancholy Pursuit was 8, I think, 17-8, which would have been, like his second or third episode.
We've obviously seen where he dies. We've seen where
we've definitely
recovered
seen
where he's an injury. Maybe it'll be fun. I don't know. It's definitely got a recognizable star in it, so that'll be interesting. This is definitely the View Whoopi at this point in her career, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So it's
sure.
Not Guinan Whoopi.
No.
Yeah. Definitely not
Theodore Rex.
Definitely not Sister Whoopi. Act 2 Whoopi. Yeah.
Back in the Habit.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll be in the Habit in this one. We don't know. She could be a nun.
I mean, at least...
a real nun or a fake nun.
Guys, we have a Patreon.
Yeah, we do.
If you want to hear these episodes unedited, so you can hear us ramble about all kinds of other things. like random, extensive digressions. Sign up there. It's very reasonably priced. It also does not have ads. I don't know if this will have ads at the point where we drop this, but At some point, we will have ads.
It should. If we're doing our goddamn jobs, it will have ads.
At some point, we will have ads on these. Yeah, they're not going to be. Hopefully, they're not too irritating. We really don't want them to be.
The future is coming, and the future is ad based because we need to start making more money off of this.
We got ceased and desisted out of using music, and we also
that coincidentally lined up with getting pursued by someone.
Yeah, who's going to make us putting ads a lot less irritating than it otherwise could have been. So,
and a lot easier for us. We're not having to court the advertisers. You know, it's just getting thrown in there. But
it is what it is. But we will have ad-free episodes available on the Patreon.
If you just want ad-free episodes for a drop in the bucket, we're gonna
that'll be even more reasonable. We haven't
priced here.
Yeah, we haven't posted that yet, but we'll do that once the ads start accumulating. Now,
I would assume around the time that this episode drops, which is still
it's going to be right around episodes
in the future for us.
But also we have a website. It's www.munchmybenson.com. There you can find all of this stuff plus links to our merch. You can find our socials. We're easy to find on socials. If we have one, it's probably Munch My Benson. So we're Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We have a Reddit. It's r/MunchMyBenson. We have a email address. It's munchmybenson@gmail. I think that's everything, right, Josh? Did I miss anything?
Sounds good.
At this point, I think we will have dropped the next movie club episode as well. So this is 10/10. Oh, yeah, it dropped a couple weeks ago. But our next movie club is Mean Guns, Ice-T and Christopher Lambert. I have not seen it, but it does sound fun. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I guess, in the meantime, get out there and start munching. But, stay on your meds and stay away from Australian rapists. That's what I would say.
And if you're the sort of person who would tell someone to go off their meds, don't.
Yeah.
Because you're a dick.
Basically.
Probably an Aussie dick.
Basically, if you see that guy and you're sympathetic towards him in any way, shape, or form, just change your life.
Yeah.
Be the change you seek. Don't be that guy.
Reassess what you are. Because you're fucked.
Why'd you go out back?
I don't like to share my girls. I saw Vanessa go outside with a friend. I wanted to make sure they weren't having a quickie.
Were they?
No, the tastes have changed. She told him to get the hell out.
So did you see him leave?
He got into a cab. Vanessa and I had a little fun, and then I went back inside.
So she fought with her boyfriend, had sex with you, and then a third guy came along and he killed her. Is that what you're telling me?
Truth is stranger than fiction.
But you're the only one with a history of abusing Vanessa.
Oh, more gossip.
No. We have witnesses. Vanessa told people about your repeated sexual assault.
I don't recall anyone watching us having sex. So unless you guys communicate with ghosts, you got nothing.